our information society. Information, data, is the single largest expenditure by businesses and people on the planet. From the old telephones, the dial-up telephones, AM radio, two-way radios, CB radios, those old days. Now we've got cell phones that do much of the same for us differently, but it's that communications thing and understanding, I suppose. So what's this coffee talk about? I guess this is my tube. I do this, this is cathartic, just to spit this stuff out. But I do wish, in all the polarized battles going on, that people could come together on common topics. Huge organizations of people could come together on common topics. Mine is pollution. Native Americans suffer pollution more than any other group. Environmental pollution. Because they are the poorest of the poor. They are kept there, subjugated, captive, in tribal lands that aren't run by the tribes. They're run by handouts, seeming handouts. But the tribes are comfortable enough in what they see around them. Maybe their health care isn't as good as it should be, but hey, they've got health care. Maybe their drinking water isn't as good as it should be, but hey, they've got drinking water. But they don't know if it's good or bad drinking water. Some of them have to truck their drinking water in because the stream next to their sacred lands are polluted, not fit for drinking. These native lands are mined on, are terraformed, and the tribes get jobs out of these. And money. And if they don't do this work, somebody else will. Because the government, the federal government, has said this is going to happen with permits and licensing and good deeds and promises that never come. Wall Street comes in and skims it off the top because that's what Wall Street does. No value proposition in it. Strictly short-term turnaround and gain. Strictly. And the churn that's caused for these games, the decades battle in courts over true or false, polluting our sciences, making a mockery of them. You cannot learn about the world around you at the local grocery store. It takes multi-million-dollar labs and well-trained individuals to study and to bring meaning into what pollution is. To the see, some of this pollution is forever pollution. It's polluting our conversations. We're taking and blaming individuals for their diet. I'm an omnivore. You're not going to sway that. But you are welcome to talk about your diet. So where's the war? We can do better. Who's arguing that we shouldn't do better? There's a difference between a shit farmer, a corporate farmer that basically leases out, contracts his management, stuff's broken, you know. So in this, the little farmer's going to die and pass away because he's not being supported. It's too much effort to take care of the little farmer and build little farms and strong communities around them. Build a processing plant specifically to bring immigrant labor from overseas into a town and toss around a few town jobs and bring a whole 3 shifts worth of labor from overseas to stock it. That's planning. That is planning. But to make these any longer or more in depth is a hard listen and needs a much better presentation other people can point to. But these large systemic issues, policing is a problem everywhere. Every poor neighborhood has this problem. The food deserts out there force people into diets you can't shame them on. That does no good. The little businesses that should exist, that the Walmarts of the world wiped out with tax deductions that never get paid back to the locals or the town, is their shoe stores close, clothing stores close, the little corner knick-knack store closes, and the places to just hang out that everyone needs. No, we're not building communities, we're building little islands, little pockets of beliefs. And that's a struggle. Humanism, humanist. If you're born, we need to deal with that. On a side note, going too long, reasonably educated nations have less of a population issue. Anyone else notice that? We need to stop making armies, please.